Hello, hey, my name is Henry J, and if you don't like speed paint voiceovers, then don't worry, there is a link right down there in the description that will take you to this exact same video, except instead of having to listen to me for 10 to 15 minutes, it's just some sweet tunes, or whatever I found on my Spotify playlist that felt suitable. But if you do want to listen to me, then hello again, I am Henry, and I am drawing the currently trending on Twitter shortcut meme. God, I can't currently see who the original creator of the meme was, but it should be right there at the top, so you will see it at the end. I will also link them in the description so that they get credit for creating the meme, because obviously it's quite a bit of a banger. I'm not at all surprised that as soon as this thing hit the internet, artists all over were clamoring to it, because if there's anything that all of us can agree on, I think it's that drawing titty, good. Looking at titty, good, in general. I really tried to embrace my bisexual for this one. But there were a few challenges, to be honest, along the way. Not the least of which being that I don't tend to draw women. I pretty much only draw men. I draw very feminine men a lot of the time, but I almost never draw, like, honest to God, female characters. I draw Finny, which is the character actually in this meme, a fair bit, but she's a very masculine woman in terms of like personality and the way that she presents herself in dresses. So I have a tendency to kind of sidestep the whole boob thing, the whole feminine AFAB body thing with her clothing, and just kind of tucking the titty down in there behind flannels and tank tops and t-shirts where you can't see it. I don't know how to draw boobs. I started out drawing humans in that very anime-esque art style that I think a lot of young artists of the modern era did, so you would think that I would have a grasp on them, but despite that, I, at some point in the past 3 years, turned to almost 100% drawing masculine or relatively flat-chested characters, and then never turned back and relearned the boobie. I was like, I'll learn how to draw hips, I'll learn how to draw feminine facial features, I'll learn how to draw feminine clothing, but I will not learn how to draw a breast. And so this whole meme was a bit of experimentation. I probably should have used a reference. I did not use a reference. You may be able to tell if you actually know what boobs look like. I don't know. I think that they turned out relatively okay, but they probably could have been better. I mostly wanted this to be a fun exercise in the titty, seeing what I could do. But another issue, you might have seen at the very beginning, maybe not, it kind of went by quickly, but I was learning how to use weighted line art with this piece. I have never done, what would the word be? I've never done non-manual weighted line art. I've done a lot of drawings where I line it and then I go in and I thicken parts of it myself by like adding lines, but I've never used the line weight tool or adjustment or pressure with my pen, despite the fact that I have had my tablet for upwards of 1.5 years now. I started out using Microsoft Paint and then kind of just transitioned through a lot of programs that didn't have line weight, or where I was just using my finger or a very default pen to draw with, so I didn't use it. And then when I had the ability to, I was like, that's too scary. But over the past few months, I've been experimenting a little bit and trying to figure out what I want my line art to look like. And when I was lining this, I finally took the plunge, so to say, and turned on the pressure jitter and was like, I'm gonna figure out how to make weighted line art look good in my style. And I, honest to God, really like how it came out. I think it looks really nice for someone who has never used it before. And it works a lot better than I thought it was going to. I was always like, no, I'm not going to use it because it just doesn't work for my style. I was lying and I was wrong. I was just scared and lazy and did not want to learn how to use it. And now that I have, I will probably almost exclusively use it for my line art because it is so much easier than going in and making things look tangible and weighted on my own. Oh my god, why did I wait so long to use this? I don't know. But my third and final grievance comes actually back around to the thing about her being a more masculine character. And that is, she is a masculine character, and I had no idea how to dress her in this. In all 5 of these panels, I was stuck. The first one, actually, it wasn't so bad, because side boob is pretty easy. You can get side boob out of pretty much any tank top. So, her usual outfit consists of a tank top and or a flannel, so I just drew that, and I was like, okay, bam, side boob done. She would wear that. But then I ran into some issues because Finny does not wear dresses or skirts. She does not wear complicated or frilly tops. She doesn't wear things that require a lot of effort in general to put on or to move around in, because she likes to look good, but she likes something that is simple and functional and looks good. She's not very into, like, high fashion or going overboard for the sake of really fucking it up, you know? And that presented a lot of issues, because I could have drawn another character for this, but I really wanted to draw a woman, and she was the most requested character in my server, because she's a MILF, obviously. But there was a lot of struggle there. In the second one, I was like, okay, she would wear a button-up, because she's not against dressing formally, even if she's against dressing extremely up. So she could function in a button-up. And here's the thing, I definitely think Finny is down to show a little titty. She is very promiscuous as a character, honestly. She's a party girl, and she probably does not buy into the hypersexualization of the female-presenting nipple, so I don't think she would care if her tits were hanging out of an outfit, but there were just no outfits I could think of where her tits would be hanging out, so it ended up being a lot of sports bra-esque stuff and an actual literal swimsuit, which, by the way, I hate. Like, genuinely, I really like how 4 of the 5 of these pieces came out, even the 2 on the bottom with her head angled up, which was a struggle and took like 2 hours on the sketch, which thank God you can't see. But I despise the swimsuit one, the boob window, and you would think a boob window would be very easy. Like, I draw boob windows constantly, but I only draw them on men. So I'm always drawing them on these super feminine, absolute fuckboy characters who dress like slutty sci-fi captains or court mages that fuck the king. But I don't draw them on a tomboy with 3 kids. I don't. I couldn't feasibly see her really wearing something with a boob window, not because she wouldn't look good in it or because she would be against it, but because she would be like, that doesn't look very comfy. And I tried to look for sports bras with boob windows. I thought that would be easy. Shockingly, no. And I tried to look for, like, simple tops with boob windows, but they were all hideous that I could find that weren't, like, absurdly overdone. And I was just like, fuck it. I will draw her in a swimsuit. And then I put her in the hat because I thought that having her arms up would make it more dynamic, which I think it did, but there was something about that hat that I absolutely despise. I think that is part of what absolutely ruins the picture for me, and I cannot for the life of me figure out why. I don't know if I drew it poorly. I mean, I can tell what it is. It looks like a hat. Maybe it's her face I don't like, honestly. Maybe it's not even anything to do with the outfit. But and you'll see as I'm coming to the coloring on the actual outfits that is the only one that I cannot figure out. I color all of the other ones easy peasy, but I cannot settle on anything for the stupid swimsuit. But I'm moving past it. I like the other four, so I'm moving past it now. Swimsuit, putting that behind me. I'm just going to talk about Finny now, and how much I love her. So Finny is from a universe that my partner and I created called Kineticism. It's basically your superheroes in the modern world kind of thing. The superpowers themselves are called kineses, and people who have them are called kinetics. That's why it is called Kineticism, and I'm currently working on a comic for it. There are 2 generations, and the generation that Finny is part of is the older one. She is a adult, and then there's a generation of, like, older teens, college students. Finny herself is about 40. I have not determined her exact age. It ranges from 39 to 41. She is a MILF, both in appearance and in trade, as in she has 3 kids, 2 of which are main characters in the story, and she ticks all of the boxes for me. She herself does not have any superpowers. She just has the kinetic gene, which means that she can pass it on to her children, but she herself does not have any, like, powers that come with it. And she has a little bit of a southern twang. She was raised on a farm in the south, so it's just very faint, like, occasionally comes into her speech kind of thing. She is obviously very well built. She spends a lot of time in the sun. She's an engineer, so she's a very active, hardworking woman, and she's also a very hardcore family woman. She loves her kids and her husband so much, and I love her so much. I cannot express how much I adore both her and her family within the comic. Generally, she is just the bisexual dream to me. And I would rant about her for hours if I could, but luckily for you, I only have about a minute left, so I am just going to finish off by saying here is the line art, because I am a buffoon and deleted my sketch, and here is the finished piece. Big shout out to, I looked it up, Druzsea, who created the meme on Twitter, and I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful day.